Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope y'all had a great day overall, man. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We got some things that we currently need to discuss that's going on in the boxing world. We're gonna talk about Shakur Stevenson saying Gervonta Davis is too small. Naoya Inoue knocking out Cardenas, and then we're gonna get into some open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? I already know where this live is gonna end up going. You feel what I mean? We're gonna end up talking about the Devin Haney situation. Yeah, I mean, if y'all ain't see that video that I had posted earlier today, please go check it out, man. I was talking about the double standard that's currently going on in the sport of boxing. As always, man, critiquing the man who actually won the fight in Devin Haney, while giving passes to the dudes who look absolutely horseshit and actually lost the fights, like Jose Ramirez, Ryan Garcia, all that good shit, man. But shout out to everybody that's in the building so far. If y'all can go ahead and hit the like button as soon as y'all come in, that'll be very much appreciated. I see the comments rolling in, man. Y'all go ahead, hit the likes. Let's get it popping. My boy Southwest Dice in the building. Say, yo, what up? Agent 86, what up? Lorenzo, what up? Smoochie, what up? Coffee Plant in the motherfucking building, what up? I mean, my apologies for yesterday, y'all. I wasn't in a good mood at all. I just been really struggling getting this fucking Wi-Fi shit together. I go ahead and get me a motherfucking Ethernet cable and, an adapter for the MacBook, thinking that it'll help speed it up. And, it's just been a whole lot of bullshit. You feel me? I don't know. It's like this Wi-Fi box just not cooperating at all. But, in due time, we'll fix it. You feel what I'm saying? My boy Lorenzo showing love. My man's in Connecticut right now. Came all the way from Tokyo. What's going on, brother? He says, knock it down. Anyway, is the equivalent of starting the second phase of a final boss fight in a video game. I hear what you're saying, Lorenzo. It's like knock it down. Anyway, is like one of the worst things that you could do. It's like it wakes him up and it just puts him in a different mode. We definitely going to talk about that because that was a hell of a fight. And even though Cardenas came up short, his stock went up because there wasn't a lot of expectations going into the fight, against Naoya Inoue. A lot of people was overlooking him. I wasn't necessarily overlooking him. I just wasn't aware of who he was. But, I saw his interview with Fight Hype and stuff like that. He seemed pretty confident. So, he gave me a good first impression. But after that performance against Naoya Inoue, that was a good John. That was definitely a good John. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. He came, he was looking to do the upset. He had some motherfucking steam behind those punches, bro. Like Naoya Inoue, he made him miss by like a fucking centimeter, bro. Like if those hooks would have landed how the way he was throwing them bitches in the beginning, besides the one that gave him the knockdown, Inoue could have been in some serious trouble, man. That speed and that explosiveness behind his punches, it just had bad news written all over it. But Naoya Inoue just showed that he was levels above. Naoya Inoue, after, coming up off of that knockdown, he just started placing the shots real well. That's a very overlooked thing about Naoya Inoue's game, besides him having punching power and hand speed, because he's pretty well-rounded, man. I think justifiably he's a top pound-for-pound fighter, but his punch placement, bro, and his understanding of, like, boxing overall, like, I don't need to clip you in one shot. I'm just going to keep chipping away at you until you break down. You know what I'm saying? Because Inoue is capable of knocking you out with one punch. I've seen that happen. But it's really his versatility when it comes to getting a knockout is what's impressive to me about Inoue. He can knock you out with one shot. He can place a beautiful shot and get you up out of there, specifically to the body. Even the head don't matter. Like, he can place a good body shot, get you up out of there. And if you a little bit tough like Cardenas is, he just going to keep chipping away until that accumulation catches up to you, and then he gets you up out of there. Because there's a lot of knockout punches, in all honesty, that, let's say, like, they usually used to getting a job done with one shot. Boom, get you out of there with one shot. They don't really understand, that one avenue that they could take in terms of, just using their volume to their benefit. You feel what I mean? And in all honesty, a lot of punchers don't really like to throw a lot of punches. They're not accustomed to doing that because they didn't have to do that throughout their career. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wilder didn't throw a lot of punches, but that right hand always found a way to count somewhere in the fight. You feel me? But Inoue has punching power, he has precision, and he has the conditioning necessary to be a volume puncher as well. So he's very versatile in the offensive department. There's multiple ways he could go. It just all depends on what's in front of him. And I think that's what makes Inoue dangerous in all honesty. He also has good footwork. He could box. He could box. Like he knows what to do according to the situation. And he has he's well-rounded, bro. He's justifiably so a pound for pound level fighter. I was very impressed with how the way he came back. And he was hurt. He was hurt like a motherfucker. When how the way he fell all dramatic and shit. Like, and he took his time getting up. You feel me? Like, he really took his time getting up. So Cardenas hit him with a good shot. And I think what hurt Inoue with that was that he didn't see it. He didn't see the shot at all. If he would have seen it and was able to brace for it, probably wouldn't have gotten knocked down. But he was getting a little reckless, just walking into Cardenas' range. Really wasn't respecting his power. He probably didn't feel his power. And until that shot landed. You know what I'm saying? But once he got his bearings back, he showed to be in great condition because, his legs was underneath him, in the first place. But, you could tell that shot definitely had an effect on him momentarily. But he got back in the groove. He acted like it didn't happen. And he picked up the intensity. He didn't run from the smoke. You know what I'm saying? That shows you the difference between an elite level fighter like Inoue and an overrated bitch-made punk and Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Because when Ryan Garcia got knocked down by Rolly, he was like, man, fuck that. He made a choice in his head where he was like, I ain't even about to feel what another hook feel like from Rolly, none of that. Inoue was like, all right, that was a good shot. Now it's my turn. It just shows you the difference in the levels in boxing. You feel me? But love that performance from Naoya Inoue, bro. He's a fucking beast. I think as long as he stays at 122, I don't think he could be faded. I don't think anybody fucking him at 122. Maybe if Nakatani moves up from 18, he could give him a good fight. You know what I'm saying? But Inoue overall, impressive. Very impressive. I do think he need to stop getting so carried away with the getting a little bit reckless and you know what I mean, not being aware defensively at certain points. Because I think he loses focus just a little bit. You know what I mean? He loses focus just a little bit, and he forgets about his defense. When he getting when you get trigger happy, you don't really be worried about what's coming back at you until it's too late. So he was able to stand up to some good shots from like Neri and Cardenas and shit like that. But moving forward, especially if he moves up to 126, he has to be careful with getting hit by those guys because they're bigger, stronger guys. And not only that, as you move up in weight, typically your punching power becomes less and less. You know what I mean? And as you go up in weight, historically, from what I've seen, those bigger guys' punch resistance gets greater and greater. So as you move up in weight, your punching power starts to decrease, and them guys' punch resistance the guys' punch resistance starts to increase. So I think age don't wait for nobody. He's 32 now too. Hey man, he still looks youthful. He still looks like he's in his prime, but, boxing is a small window. We have seen it where guys look great in one fight and then they look old in the next. I ain't even going to lie to you. Canelo Alvarez, from the way he looked from Berlanga to William Skull, in my opinion, he looked different. He looked different. Like, he's always been getting old. He's been showing signs of aging for a while. But now it seemed like he's been like this the whole time. Like he's slowly but surely been coming down. You know what I'm saying? But, from Berlanga to William Skull, in my opinion, based off of what I've seen, it took like a little steep drop. You feel what I'm saying? That didn't look like the guy who fought Edgar Berlanga. He don't look like the guy who fought Jamel Charlo, in my opinion. He looks slower. His energy didn't really look too good. I don't know if he just wasn't it could be a situation where he just wasn't motivated for William Skull because that wasn't somebody he really wanted to fight in the first place. But at the same time, like, I don't know if William Skull would have survived with Canelo at the time that Canelo fought Billy Joe Saunders or Caleb Plant. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I think and for real, I think it might have been a motivation thing for Canelo, in all honesty. But just based off of what I've seen in terms of his abilities, he's slowly but surely starting to fall on the decline. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Denitric Banner with the $2 super chat. Y'all coming in with the super chats today heavy. He said, yo, I think Bud gonna beat Canelo. Bud definitely has the tools necessary to beat Canelo. Unfortunately, I'm not going to ever be too sure on my prediction until I see the first couple rounds, because I need to know how Bud settles in at the weight. You feel what I'm saying? He only got one fight at 54, so we being honest, it's a 3 weight class move up. So because it's a 3 weight class move up, I need to see how the way his legs are going to look in the ring. Because if he's like stuck in the mud and his legs not, as agile as they usually are, that could be a sign of trouble. I also need to see how his, he don't necessarily need to knock out Canelo Alvarez, but I think a little bit of pop, some respectable pop on his punch could help him in some instances as well. I need to see how he's able to take a punch from Canelo, because he hasn't been hit with 10-ounce gloves on against a fully acclimated 168-pound guy. So those are the things that concern me with Bud. The skill set department, not really. Age, not really, because Bud may be older than Canelo Alvarez. I think Bud is older than Canelo, right? Let me see something. Bud is like 37. Canelo age, and he's 34. Yeah, so Bud is older, but I think he got a lot less mileage on him. You feel what I'm saying? He's 3 years older than Canelo, but Canelo been pro since he was 15. Y'all gotta think about this. He was 15 when he turned pro, but he been boxing professional for 19 years, almost 2 decades. He been throwing hands. Well over 60 fights. They said that he got fights in Mexico that don't even count, that they didn't even count. That's not even on BoxRec, 5-6 fights. So Canelo might have 70 plus fights under his belt right now. You feel what I'm saying? That's a lot of wear and tear. That's a whole lot of training camps. Y'all didn't hear that before? I remember like back on HBO, they were saying how Canelo got like 5-6 fights on his record that is not on BoxRec right now. And I've seen that happen. Like I've seen guys like from Europe and Uzbekistan and all type of shit that got like 5-6 professional fights, but for some reason it's not on BoxRec. So these dudes be coming to the US making their pro debuts, and they be punching on dudes who making their pro debuts too, but they real pro debuts. So they be having a serious advantage. I be hearing the same shit about, dudes like in the amateurs, like they be in Puerto Rico, right? Puerto Rico amateurs is not counted by USA Boxing. So these dudes will have like 40, 50 fights in Puerto Rico. Then they'll come over here in the USA Boxing with no record under their belt, and they'll go fight a dude with 0 fights and claim they got 0 fights and go and brutalize the dude. So these things really do happen. You know what I'm saying? So although Bud is older, Bud has not went through the training camps that Canelo Alvarez has went through. He hasn't been in wars like Canelo Alvarez. He got a lot less mileage on him than Canelo Alvarez. So, there's some advantages that Bud has as well. And considering the fact that Bud is the smaller guy, he's going to give Canelo fits in terms of speed. You know what I'm saying? Because Canelo was always the smaller guy at super middleweight, so he had like the speed advantage and stuff like that. And his eyes are a lot sharper than dudes that are bigger than him. So he'll see those big shots coming, and he'll be able to react, roll with the shots, catch the shots. You know what I mean? Whatever the case is, he's not going to be able to do that with somebody like Bud. You feel what I'm saying? His reaction timing, ain't going to be able to help him. It might be able to help him with them super middleweight dudes who punch a lot slower, but Bud with the hand speed and combinations that he got and, all of that, it's gonna be difficult for Canelo, bro. And I think Bud got a world-class jab. If you didn't know that, then all you got to do is Bud definitely can't get greedy, Coffee Playing. That's a fact. Bud's reach definitely plays a factor. That's a 74-inch reach. That's gonna give Canelo some problems. And like I said during my live fight commentary, During my live fight commentary, I told you that Canelo refuses to throw punches while he's in the center of the ring. He only throws punches when he walks you to the ropes or the corners, whatever the case is, and then he'll rip his shots off. And even then, his punches are predictable. He'll like feint a couple jabs, throw the right hook, boom, feint the body, feint the jab, over the head, poke, touch, poke, touch. It's the same shit over and over again. If Bud is able to keep the majority of this fight in the center of the ring, he will outclass Canelo Alvarez. That's my personal opinion. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't really too sure, for these past couple fights. I really wasn't liking Bud's inactivity, and Canelo was still dropping dudes and still showing a little bit of speed. But this William Skull fight wasn't really too impressed, in all honesty. But maybe it was a motivation thing, so maybe he'll be hella motivated. I know for a fact he's going to be very motivated against Terrence Crawford, because one thing that he don't want to do is lose to a motherfucker who's moving up 2 to 3 weight classes to fight him. So I think he's going to be well prepared. I think that he'll be ready for every scenario that's out there. I think he's going to give. I think he's going to go. I think he's going to go straight to Terrence Crawford. You feel what I'm saying? So this is going to be a hell of a fight, and Bud ain't no bitch. These niggas be popping that shit like Jermell Charlo and then get on their bicycle, go on survival mode. Bud ain't doing that. I think Bud way too stubborn. I think he way too competitive. He got way too much heart to go out like a hoe, to be honest with you. As long as I've been watching Bud, I don't know him personally, obviously, but as long as I've been watching him, he ain't no hoe. You feel me? So this is going to be a good joint. This is definitely going to be a good joint, y'all. But what's going on? What's going on? Did y'all see that Shakur Stevenson interview on the Breakfast Club? Did y'all see that Breakfast Club interview with Shakur Stevenson? Shakur Stevenson was popping that shit, man. You could tell that Shakur Stevenson not trying to fuck up his opportunity with Gervonta Davis. So it's like he playing it cautious at what he say about Tank, because Tank the type dude was like, oh, you disrespect me? Oh, I ain't gonna fight you. Why would I fight you? You disrespected me. Oh, like some whole shit like that Canelo shit. So you can tell like he playing a little cool with Gervonta, but he said something that I thought was very interesting. And this is why you have to be well prepared for every fight and not underestimate anybody. Not saying that Tank underestimated Lamont Roach or anything like that, but you could tell that there was some things that Tank didn't really prepare for in the Lamont Roach fight. For some reason, it looked like Tank was bewildered. He looked like he was confused that Roach was stepping to him. He looked confused that Roach was staying in the pocket with him and was trading with him. It looked like he was unfamiliar with that situation. You feel what I'm saying? So because he was underprepared, he got everybody popping that shit at Tank. Not everybody looking at Tank like he's some type of fluke, or you know what I'm saying? Like he done been exposed, the bitch in him done got revealed and all types of shit. So Tank is being told by 2 people now that he's too small. Lamont Roach done told Andre Ward on the Art of War. Shout out to Andre Ward. He was interviewing Lamont. He said, like, they going back and forth talking about the Gervonta Davis fight. He said, man, Tank too small. He said, damn, you gonna say he too small? You the one who moved up in weight. He was like, man, he too small. I guess when they was talking about like physical strength and shit like that. And it seemed like Shakur Stevenson subscribing to the same thing, man. Subscribing to the same thing. This is Gervonta Davis. This is a dude that's a knockout artist. This is the dude who, you know what I mean, to put motherfuckers on highlight reels. He got one bad fight, and all of a sudden the nigga too small. Ain't that some shit? Corey 5 Mac, what up? He said, yo, I fuck with you, gang. First time catching you live, you keep it 100. These professional boxing dudes be weird in real life. New York in the building. Keep doing your thing. What part of New York you from, brother? Salute. I got a lot of New York people in the building, man. Shout out to my boy Reed from Brooklyn, my father from Brooklyn. You feel what I'm saying? There's a few people in the building that's from New York, man. So salute. I appreciate you coming through and showing love, brother. Love. Yeah, they've been saying that Tank too small. Yeah, man. So, And you know what else? This for the Gervonta Davis fans out here. It ain't no disrespect. You know it's all love on Mazuma TV. Unless you say fuck me, then it's fuck you. Southside Queens. Oh, all right. Shout out to Southside Queens, man. Love from North Philly. Salute. But fuck, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn. Shout out to Southside Queens though. Lorenzo said, is that because he don't want to give a chance to be countered? Who you speaking on, brother? Yeah, man, that's another thing about Bud. Like, he hasn't really been through too many. Like, he hasn't had a controversial fight. You know, like Floyd done had controversial fights. Tito Trinidad done had controversial fights. De La Hoya. All these dudes done had controversial fights. I don't think there's one fight you can name on Terrence Crawford's resume that was controversial or it could have went either way. Like, you don't hear that. You don't hear that. Because at 147, he had a 100% knockout ratio. That's for one. But, like, even at 35 and 40, you ain't really hearing motherfuckers saying that he had a close fight and, you know, he really got a gift against this dude. Or, you know what I'm saying? This nigga said Canelo too girthy. Pause. What the fuck that mean? You got one more time to say some crazy shit like that. You need to relax, brother. Oh, Canelo on not throwing while in the center of the ring. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Canelo is accustomed to, maybe that may be a possibility. He may be worried about getting countered and shit like that. That's a possibility, but I've never known Canelo for being hesitant or being scared to take a punch. He has one of the biggest, he got one of the best chins in the sport of boxing right now. So I don't think that that's really what it is. I just think that he's really, especially since being at 168, he's not really into throwing many punches. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's very economical. He likes to reserve his gas tank for the later rounds because, to be honest with you, since Canelo's been at 168, 175, you know, his conditioning has been trash. You know, just look at him when he was younger at 154, when he was youthful. He would punch in combinations. Like, go watch that Josecito Lopez fight. This man was throwing 10, 12. What? Yo, pack him up. Pack him up. Pack him up, please. But no, this nigga wilding. But go watch that Canelo versus Josecito Lopez fight, bro. He throwing 6, 8, 10 punch combinations. Like, his hands was extremely fast. 160, he had the upper body movement. He was throwing combinations. He countering real good. All that shit. It's like once he got to 68, and I guess he didn't have to train as hard to cut much weight. His conditioning wasn't really as sharp. You feel what I'm saying? So I think he understood that. And just look at the Dimitri Bivol fight. Dimitri Bivol forced Canelo Alvarez to fight outside of his pace, and he was gassed out by like the 6th, 7th round. Really think about it. 6th, 7th round against Dimitri Bivol, Canelo looked like he gasping for air. He looked completely cooked. And he wanted to tell you it was because he had injuries and shit like that. And miss me with that bullshit. Canelo Alvarez conditioning has always been trash at super middleweight. Soon as he put on them additional 8 pounds from middleweight, he looked trash. I always thought Canelo Alvarez looked good. Pause. At 54 and 160. I think 160 was Canelo's best weight. And in all honesty, I believe that Canelo Alvarez is still a 160. I think that if he really trained hard, that he can make 160 pounds, no problem. No problem. When he weighed in at 168, you can still see all that water in his system. And you could tell that he ain't really got to cut that much to make 168. If he walking around 180, that's only 12 pounds. You could lose 12 pounds. I know motherfuckers that don't lost 12 pounds in 2 weeks, 1 week, a couple days. You telling me that Canelo can't cut 12 pounds in an 8-week camp? Come on. He really a 160, bro. I just think that as fighters get older, they get sick of the weight cut. You know what I mean? And once they get, enough seasoning and, they at this, elite level, they really feel like their experience could carry them along in the bigger weight classes, so they just prefer to go there. Like we seen Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia was fighting at 147 well after the Earl Spence fight. And, you know, for some reason, and I heard Mikey Garcia say this, he was like, yeah, I can still make 140, but, you know, I just don't feel like cutting to get down there. 160 Canelo was different. Yeah, his defense, that's when his defense was at his best. You know what I'm saying? The speed was there. Everything was just there. Everything was just intertwined. I think that's when he was at his peak. And, you know, that little title run that he went on at 168, that was a good moment too. But I feel like his peak, the best version of Canelo that I've ever seen, in my opinion, was against Miguel Cotto. Love that fight. Love that fight against Miguel Cotto. That was a beautiful boxer, two beautiful boxer punchers that was playing a chess match. Beautiful. They was both respectful of each other's power. They both played it smart, and they really played chess while simultaneously having respect for each other, because they knew that if either one of them connected, you know, solid on the shot, it could be lights out. I love that fight from Canelo Alvarez. You feel me? Don't really respect him because he a drug cheat, but at the same time, that man done earned the stripes. Unlike a lot of motherfuckers that's in the sport getting praised right now. Yeah, Mikey ain't have no business at 147. I don't know why, bro. He could have easily made that Lomachenko fight. He went a different route. He dared to be great, right? That's what they say. The Plant fight in 2021 was the last fight I've been impressed by Canelo. Yeah, Plant was giving him fits, but at the same time, like Canelo was on him. You feel me? Like the momentum was just slowly but surely leaning towards Canelo, and then Canelo ended up landing that big shot that he was looking for. He was able to finish him. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Canelo was on. He went on a good. That title run was memorable though. I ain't gonna lie to you. And that was his last KO. Anonymous. That's a fact. But anyways, you know, we got Gervonta Davis getting. Oh, this is what I wanted to get into before that dude said that crazy ass comment. Gervonta Davis fans. I love how y'all know how them Gervonta Davis fans be saying, oh, they only call out Gervonta when he got a fight. They only call out Gervonta when he got a fight. And I was always saying how Gervonta Davis only talks shit about niggas, act like he ready to rumble niggas when he already got another fight lined up. Y'all notice how ever since the Lamont Roach fight, Gervonta been extremely quiet, yet niggas is still calling him out, and he ain't got shit to say. Y'all be peeping that? So there's people, there's critics and fanboys of Gervonta Davis that's claiming that Gervonta Davis only gets called out when he has a fight. I'm seeing Shakur Stevenson have a whole Breakfast Club interview talking about Gervonta Davis, talking about how he wants to fight him, that he's looking for the fight, but it's all up to Gervonta Davis to make the fight happen. And you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just standing there, you know, not saying shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm saying that Gervonta Davis at an F1 race or some shit like that. Bro, what the fuck is you going to do? Is you going to rematch Lamont Roach? I hate these motherfuckers just be acting so quiet. I mean, just be waiting, just be wanting shit to calm down. Bro, we not forgetting about this shit. We not about to forget that fight that you just had, brother. We want to see you fight Lamont Roach next. And from what I'm hearing, you acting like you ain't about to fight Lamont Roach. Next John said, man, Tank rematching Lamont, rematching Roach. What, show me. Where? What have you heard? You know something I don't know? Why is it taking so long for this fight to be official? Didn't Gervonta say he was going to fight the nigga in May? What month are we in now? The end of May? That's what he said. Rematch at the end of May. Didn't he say that on Twitter when he was going back and forth with Roach after the fight? What month is it? I see Gervonta and Evander Holyfield at an F1 race. You watching niggas racing. He talking about fighting Jake Paul. Yeah, they talking about he rumbling Jake Paul at the end of the year. That's what you doing? Bro, that's the thing too. If Jake Paul, because you know there's no way possible that Jake Paul is getting any lower than 175. That's how big he is. I don't think he can even. I think like if he got like a fucking nutritionist or a chemist or whatever the fuck, he could probably get down to 168. But that's it. That's it. You feel what I'm saying? There's no way you're going to get this man anywhere near your weight class. So, these commissions ain't going to allow that. So what's this going to be, an exhibition? Is this counting on the books? How are they doing this? Something tells me Jake Paul going to find a way to make this an official bout somehow. Because if they could sanction a 60-plus-year-old Mike Tyson to fight and add it to the professional records on BoxRec, something tells me he might be able to finesse a way to make a Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul an official boxing match, despite the weight difference. How Ray Davis, what up? How can you be like a prideful Gervonta Davis fan, knowing he moving how the way he moving? Y'all be condoning fuckery, bro. I fuck with Benavidez, I fuck with Boots, I fuck with Bam. If any of them niggas was moving like that, like it's chopped, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, can you imagine Jaron Ennis having the Brian Norman fight on the table, or the Mario Barrios fight on the table, or the Teofimo Lopez fight on the table, or whatever the case is? Like, within reach, because they acting like they don't want rumbling right now. This motherfucker Brian Norman about to fight Jin Sasaki in Tokyo. He about to fight a contender in the contender's homeland, but had a problem fighting another champion in the champion's backyard. For less money, I'm willing to bet, guarantee. But anyways, can you imagine Boots like, man, I ain't fighting them niggas, man. Nah. I'm about to go fight I Show Speed. I'm about to go fight Logan. Fuck these niggas, man. I'm about to go fight Logan. I'm like, oh, this nigga a clown. I know Boots will never think that way, but if he was to wake up one day, I'm like, yo, this nigga a clown. Get him the fuck up out of here. Like, what is we doing for real? Corey 5 Mac, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you brought this up, my brother. Let's actually have this conversation right here. Shout out to Corey Mack for that. So I had a homie, actually one of my former fighters, send me a DM. He said, "What the fuck is this about?" And let me find this shit real quick. I seen this shit on ESPN Ringside. Let me grab the quote, and I want to know what y'all think, because I know I ain't tripping. I know I ain't tripping. Teofimo Lopez says, they asked him who he wants to fight next. And Teofimo Lopez says, I'm Dora the Explorer, which is fucking weird. You comparing yourself to a Mexican woman is crazy. But he says, I'm Dora the Explorer, and I'm looking for Boots. I know y'all niggas ain't that much older than me and younger than me. Y'all know who Dora the Explorer is. Everybody, let's go. Come on, let's get to it. So we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Bitch always lost. She don't know where she at. So she need people on the opposite side of the TV to tell her where she is. She don't never know where she at. She need a map for everywhere she go. She be in her hood the whole time, and she never know where she at. That bitch. So you telling me that you're Dora the Explorer and you looking for Boots. Now, Boots is obviously his nickname, but Boots is also a monkey that's on Dora the Explorer. That's like Dora's sidekick. Dude. This shit too easy, but I'm just trying to, I want to see what y'all thinking. Considering Teofimo Lopez's racist remarks most recently, wouldn't it be safe to say that maybe this is a derogatory comment as well, considering what we know about Teo? Wouldn't this be considered a derogatory remark, considering what Teofimo Lopez has been saying lately? Bringing up bananas and watermelon. He's referred to black people as monkeys in the past. This is somebody who said about Gervonta Davis and Terrence Crawford Whichever monkey gets the banana, some weird shit like that. Y'all remember that? So now he's doing a little play on words where he's trying to play it innocent because I already know what he's going to do. He's going to get questioned about this. He's going to get questioned about this, and he's going to be like, oh, man, his name's Boots, and, the monkey's name on Dora is Boots, man. Like, y'all got to cut it out, man. I'm not saying nothing racist. T.O., you know what the fuck you doing. You're not that smart, bro. You're actually not smart at all. You try to come across as well-spoken. But you're really illiterate. I could tell your dad used to take you out of school early every day and just throw your dumb ass in the boxing gym because that's literally all you know. You a fighting motherfucker, but you really are ignorant. You are extremely uneducated. You're a fucking weirdo. But what else would we expect being raised by a cokehead? What else would we expect if you were raised by a cokehead who admitted this on Mazuma TV, by the way? Mazuma TV, the first channel to ever get T.O. Senior to admit that he's a cokehead. I never heard T.O. Senior admit that he was a cokehead until he got on Mazuma TV. Tell me I'm lying. All right, then. T.O. wife was black. That's what I heard. That's what I heard, Dice. That's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? I heard she liked that shit. I heard she be getting piped down. You know what I mean? If y'all ever find the link on Pornhub or whatever, go send that shit my way. You feel me? So I can go send it to T.O. Senior. You feel me? But nah, for real though, this is just another racist comment by Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? Jerron Ennis done got plenty of interviews telling you where he got the nickname Boots from. They used to call him Boops, Boops, right? But people were mishearing it and calling him Boots instead. So that's the nickname that ended up sticking at the end of the day. Not because, because they said that he looked like a fucking monkey on Dora the Explorer or none of that shit. So T.O. can't lean back on that and be like, oh, well, that's what they named him, so that's what I called him. No, that's not what it is. You feel what I'm saying? That's not what it is at all. So, what else do we expect from Teofimo Lopez? This is somebody who literally struggles with his identity. He don't know what he is at the end of the day. One day he's Honduran. One day he wants to be Puerto Rican. There's a whole interview. There's a whole interview where they telling him that he's Puerto Rican. He's not even correcting the dude. I wish I could find that John because it was so far back, bro. This is like way before he was world champion. The reporter was mistakenly calling him Puerto Rican to the point where I was like, yo, is T.O. Puerto Rican? But, I found out later that he wasn't. But I remember there was a whole interview that the dude was calling him Puerto Rican. He never corrected him. I thought that was intentional. I remember one fight he came out with a Spaniard flag. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, nigga, is you Honduran or are you from Spain? What is he doing? What are you? You feel me? So I don't be understanding dude. Like this dude, he don't know what he want to be because them Hondurans don't really back him like that. I remember he wanted to represent Honduras in the Olympics, and that shit ain't work out. So he always felt the way about that. This is somebody who's clearly insecure, not sure who he is. This nigga want love so bad and he not receiving it. You already done disrespected the Puerto Ricans. They don't fuck with you. Lo, the only Puerto Rican I know that fuck with you. He even be saying that you a nut ass nigga from time to time. So, T.O., don't nobody like you. You're a racist. You feel what I'm saying? You was a crack baby, if we being honest, because you done admitted that your dad was on drugs when he had you. So you literally come from the sack of a cokehead. So you might have that addiction in your DNA too. You might have an addictive personality. You might be just like your pop. Y'all probably smoke rocks together. I don't know. But regardless, pretty much, that was a racist comment. You could try to fool everybody else. You're not fooling me. And this is why nobody likes you. And this is exactly why what has been happening to your career has been happening to your career. Getting fucked over out of bread. Turkey Yellow Sheik had to come save your goofy ass. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for that, Bob Arum still be giving you the minimum while you crying, talking about how everybody get paid more than you. And Top Rank could keep all the black fighters, man. I wish you was hosting these press conferences, bro. These niggas wouldn't be able to, bro. On my son, he in the other room sleep right now. On my son, if they was to give me these interviews, niggas would have a hard time getting through them Jones. These niggas be scared, bro. These media dudes be scared, cuz they be really scared. Like they be scared. They be so scared again. Their credentials taken away, bro. Listen, I don't eat off of YouTube. I tell y'all where my money go for YouTube. I'm so transparent about it. Don't nobody be telling y'all what they be doing with this YouTube money. These niggas be eating off the. I put this shit in a bank account for my son. I don't care about YouTube money. I promise you I don't. I don't eat off of YouTube. I eat off of boxing. I don't eat off talking about boxing. You feel me? I come from this shit. And I'm very successful at what I do outside of boxing and what I do in boxing. You feel me? All these super chats y'all send me, if it's not, you know, me investing in the channel, I look like a Temu J. Cole. That's funny. But your mom buy shit off Temu, right? Your mom buy shit off Temu, right? That's funny. Niggas funny as shit. That shit's so old. And they won't never show their face. Your mom think I'm cute though, Bobby. Go ahead and ask your mother if she think I'm cute, if she even still here. No one takes T.O. serious. No one takes T.O. serious. We already seen he's scary. He told shit to Bud, little nigga them, and put his arm around T.O. Yeah, he a little nigga, bro. And then like he was like, oh, but I want to spar though. Like, shut your whole ass up, bro. Shut up. You was talking about rumbling a nigga. He go up to your face and be like, yo, what was that bullshit you was talking? Oh man, you know, it's just for publicity. You was a hoe. Your car got pulled. You show who you really is. You're a bitch. You watch your dad get his ass whooped and you did nothing about it. You watch Coach K knock your pop out. I don't know, niggas saying Coach K knocked your pop out. They saying that Keyshawn knocked your daddy out. They saying everybody under the sun that knocked your pop out. And you just stood there and watched it. You was a hoe. You was a hoe. Shout out to the boy Teach with the $5 super chat. He said, I respect that. Salute for looking out for your son. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. But what I'm saying is these media dudes is pussy. Thank you for getting me back in the right direction. These dudes be so scared of burning bridges with fighters. They so scared of asking the real questions. Bro, I don't give a bro. You know what's the difference between me and all of these channels, bro? Motherfuckers come on here to listen to me talk. A lot of these stupid ass, you know, YouTube channels and shit like that, they couldn't sell what Earl Spence say. These motherfuckers couldn't sell a family dinner if a fighter wasn't in their interview. A lot of these niggas only eating because they interview fighters. These niggas ain't got no personality. They can't attract the 37 people that's in the building right now that sit here and just listen to me talk. How often do I do interviews? Rarely. So when people come on here, they coming to listen to me speak. These motherfuckers can't sit down and talk boxing and have people stick around and watch them. They're like, damn, where your interview at? Nigga, fuck what you talking about. Where your interview at? These niggas is lames. Oh, shit. Hold up. There's a boy by the name of, I think your name is Ohms. I don't know if I'm saying it right. He said, just strolled across your channel. Shout out to you, bro. Love from the UK. Yo, I fuck with the UK heavy, dog. I fuck with the UK heavy, actually. That's how Conor Ben be talking. I'm a welterweight. Shout out to the UK for always showing me love, man. You know what I'm saying? My boy Jordan Sheriff, he out in Spain right now, but he from the UK. My boy Hassan, you know what I mean, from out in Islington. You feel what I'm saying? And now I got another brother in the building from the UK, man. Shout out to y'all. Y'all got the best boxing fans in the world. I cannot wait to go to the UK. That's definitely a plan of mine. I just got to get my passport shit in order. I want to go to the boxing gyms in the UK. I want to see what the boxing culture is like, because I feel like in Philadelphia, we a boxing city, but the city as a whole doesn't really embrace boxing all that well. You know, we big on the Philadelphia Eagles and the Phillies and shit like that. And like boxing comes like way after all of that. I want to go to a country. I want to go to a country where boxing is like the shit. Like I want to go. I want to go to a country that loves boxing just as much as I do. Sweet Caroline. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I fuck with their culture, bro. I heard y'all food a little, but y'all culture fire, cuz I love y'all boxing culture over there, brother. Uh Robert Jenkins, what up, brother? I ain't see you in a while. He said, God bless you all. Hopefully everything goes excellent with you all. Also, my bad for spontaneously leaving the panel last time. Zoom, my phone had died, so it made me leave. It's understandable, my brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, I fuck with y'all music, bro. Like that Sweet Caroline a banger every time. When AJ used to come out, I don't even fuck with AJ, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like AJ. But whenever he came out to Sweet Caroline, that shit had me in my bag. I was like, oh yeah, this shit about to get cracking in this motherfucker. You heard? But nah, Bella Faith, shout out to Bella. She said most of these media lames know nothing about boxing history. All they do is push narratives for clicks and views. Yeah, bro. And that's why I got such a big problem with them. Because like I say all the time, I've said this many times. A lot of them have no problem contributing towards the dysfunction of boxing as long as they get a paycheck. Like there's a lot of media outlets that come out here and they lie, bro. They just want to push negativity, bro. Niggas ain't trying to do all that shit. We address the bullshit when it happened. If a boxer do some fuck shit, I'm gonna call it out. But at the same time, it's like, bro, I'm not on here just trying to, you know what I mean, sell drama. That's whole shit, cuz. You know, I wanna embrace I want to be optimistic about the sport of boxing. I want to believe that this fight gonna happen and this fight gonna happen and this is gonna happen here and you know this is what's gonna happen for boxers and like that's what I would want to see. You feel me? And Lorenzo, yeah, we know them different channels be on that nut shit, but you know what I'm saying? Like they be so scared. Like it's the ones that just push drama nonstop because they just some hoe ass niggas just trying to sell controversy for $1. Then you got the ones who actually are in positions to get like some big time interviews, cuz. What? I bet you listen to you spelled Joseph wrong. Sorry, I know it take time you on. Parker doing his sus karaoke on the rap. What the fuck is that? What are you even talking about? When Joseph Parker do karaoke? How the fuck would I know about that? Listen, the only Caleb we respect is Caleb Plant. Anybody I've ever known by the name of Caleb is a bitch. You feel me? Caleb Gibbons Jr. You a grown ass man still rocking that junior last name. Get the fuck off my channel, bro. I bet you listen to your mom get her pussy pounded. In the other room while you sleep, nigga. While you fake sleeping. I have to cover my ears. My mom's back is always getting blown out. Hoe ass niggas. He said, no, we got some good food spots in the UK. Just got to find them. All right, bruv. I'm ready to check that out. I'm gonna go over there. Since you on here, what part of the UK should I go to if I'm looking for boxing? If I'm looking for some like strong boxing culture, brother, where do I have to go? Let me know. He put his ears to the wall. Yo, that's a nasty nigga. Is that how it sounds? Oh ass nigga. Anyways, not to get too crazy with it. I wish Dev had your rebuttals. Dev just need to chill with me for a couple days, cuz. Listen, yo, Dev, I ain't one of these hoe ass niggas. You listen, you don't need nigga, you don't gotta cut a check, you ain't gotta do none of that. Just chill with me. You know what I mean? For like a good month out in Philly, we gonna get you on point, brother. We gonna make you a bigger star than what you is, because you already one of the faces of boxing. As much as motherfuckers hate you and they always talking about you and shit, you know what I mean? They might all hate you, but a lot of, you know, the biggest stars in the sport of boxing done been hated by everybody and their mom. Muhammad Ali was hated at his time. Floyd was hated at his time. Dev, you a hated on motherfucker, bro. They love to hate you. So you one of the faces of boxing, right? Cool. You know what I mean? You will become an even bigger star just chilling with me. You know what I'm saying? We get the motherfucking nigga. You know what we do after we train at the gym? All we do is talk shit to each other. That's how we build that shit. We just bid. You feel me? But anyways, yeah, these media outlets, they turkey, cuz. They be in position to get some big ass interviews, ask the right questions. But bro, they so scary. They be so scary that they literally, bro, they had an interview with Derrick James. Who is these niggas? The one boy call himself the boxing bully. Why he call himself the boxing bully? Did the nigga box before? Well, like, was he like this big boxing sensation? Who the fuck is this dude? Who the fuck? And then we got Barack Obama over here trying to talk boxing, talk about how he had all these fights. Who is these niggas? Barack Best. Barack Best. News presenter. Barack. Boxing bully never boxed. This what the fuck? What the fuck? The boxing bully never boxed. That's sensational. That's sensational. Then the one nigga Act talking about how he got all these fights. Man, stop it. Y'all niggas is weenies. Y'all bitches. If y'all niggas was really if you was this big boxing nigga, had some balls, nigga. Fuck are you talking about? Y'all niggas sat there with Derrick James and they asked him not one question. Y'all niggas ain't asked him not one question about that whole racist rant with Ryan Garcia, how he could still be with him. Y'all ain't even try to push the envelope, nothing. Y'all some scary ass niggas, bro. Y'all some scary ass niggas. You know what I mean? Y'all had that interview with Ryan Garcia. Y'all ain't pushed the envelope with that neither. Don't nobody want to hold none of these niggas accountable. They scared to get it. They scared that they boss gonna fire them. These niggas scared that fucking they media credentials gonna be revoked. Like y'all losers, cuz. Like y'all losers. Y'all dead ass lose. Like I don't know how else to put it, bro. Listen, Mazuma TV gonna stand with or without these niggas. You feel me? I got the best subscribers on the fucking planet. And I don't give a fuck if I get one subscriber a day. I don't give a fuck if niggas pass me up. They not fucking with me, bro. They not. They can't talk boxing like me. They don't know what. Go lay your ass down. Go lay your ass down. Oh, all right. No, that's my girl's son. He be wilding. That's my stepson. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be on my stepdad bag. You know what I mean? Pull my chain out. Really yell at niggas. I mean, go lay your ass down, nigga. Go tell your daddy too. Say no, I'm fucking with you. But nah, hit the likes for sure. Yeah, he be trying to sneak up. He be trying to be sneaking. I'll be catching him, and he be running back in the room. Better go ahead with your little ass. My son don't get up out his crib. He sleep the whole night. But nah, let's get into some open boxing topics, man. You feel me? Let's get into some open boxing topics. We got 28 people in the building. The live been going smooth. That's what's up. Know what I mean? Feeling thankful, feeling blessed. Ain't gonna lie, Cam and Mace ain't really checked T.O. neither. You know, Corey, I peeped that, but then I also peeped that Mace was starting to pick up on little things, and he was like, they had asked him about the racist shit. You know, T.O., you know, he slithered his way around it. I don't know how that dumb nigga be getting away with so much shit, but he was able to convince these niggas that he wasn't a racist. So he said, wait, so you gotta put you smile for the Mexicans, but you won't smile for the black people. He said some shit like that. And T.O. got the Mace was starting to pick up on that shit, but you know, them niggas not hardcore boxing fans. They don't specialize in boxing media, so I don't really hold them, you know what I mean? I don't really hold them too accountable for that. They only know what they see on Google. They be boxing media like they whole life revolve around the sport of boxing, and they be having these guys in front of them. And they will not ask the fucking right questions. They just, how was training camp, man? How's it been since you had a kid? Does it change your motivation at all? Was this the best training camp of your life? How is it? How is it with your new strength and conditioning coach? Who's the hardest you ever been hit by? What was the toughest fight of your career? It's all the same shit. You might as well ask the nigga what type of drawers he wear. Y'all might as well ask it because y'all on his sack that heavy, cuz. Looks like an argument on Twitter is leading to Raymond Ford versus Albert Bell next. Ooh, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. Shit, you know who I'm rocking with though. You might as well ask that nigga what type of cologne that he wear, cause y'all some Joe ass bitches. Like y'all act like how a bitch would act with me if she was interested in me. Like y'all be on nuts like that. You know what these media niggas about to start doing? I know you be getting all the bitches. Like I just know that. Like I know you be getting all the bitches. Like I know that. Y'all super gay. You look like bad news. You look like trouble. These niggas be gay like that, bro. I'm trying to tell you, these media outlets super weird, like just super zesty. Like I don't like that. That's how a girl would approach me. Like, I know you get all the girls. That's what y'all might as well should do, because y'all be like coddling these niggas like y'all niggas be nurturing like bitches. Like that's how they be acting with Ryan. These niggas be posting pics with Ryan Garcia and his drawers on. Ryan Garcia's a model. Look how smooth his legs are. Not a hair follicle on his kneecap. Oh my God, that Ryan. Like, what the fuck? Like, y'all niggas is super weird. Man, Sergio Mora be ready to jump out his skin ball. Ryan, that nigga be ready to hop out the wedding cake, nipple tassels and all. Oh my God, man, fuck the left hook on Ryan, man. Look at his face. Look at his face. Only a model could have that face. Oh my God. Look, another Caleb. Yo, ain't your mom eating dick right now? Why don't you go stop her from being a whore and get off my channel? It was saying, oh my goodness. Look at Ryan Garcia's smile. Look. Oh my God, his teeth are so white. Oh my God. Chris Mannix, take the microphone from me. I'm losing my mind. Oh, yo, Sergio Mora be wilding. You better watch him. I want to see Sergio Mora DMs towards Ryan Garcia. I want to see that. Nigga was like, why you ain't hug me after the fight? That nigga Sergio be like, where my hug at? You in the city? Ryan, are you in Cali? I see you're from Victorville. Are you in Cali? Oh my God. I just want to smell that Versace perfume on Ryan Garcia again. Yo, Lorenzo said Sergio Mora got a gold medal in the Olympics for dick riding. Bro, that boy got more. Yo, that motherfucker hanging them medals up like Michael Phelps, cuz like he wilding. That nigga goated. That nigga the Usain Bolt of dick riding. Yes, sir. Shit, he tripping. But Albert Bell versus Raymond Ford, that's a really good fight. I do feel like Raymond Ford can get bigger fights, but while he's still building his name up at 130, I guess. I mean, because look, he a former world champion. You feel what I'm saying? So, I would much rather see Raymond Ford fight an Oshaki. Like I know that Stephen Fulton might intercept that fight from Raymond Ford, but those are the type of fights that I will be looking for in comparison to, an Albert Bell fight. You feel me? But if Albert Bell is able to get that opportunity, that's a big fight. And I'm definitely gonna be tuned in. I'm rocking with Ray all the way though. You feel what I'm saying? I like Albert Bell. I like his skill set. He definitely dangerous, but I feel like Raymond Ford been on a roll lately, especially since, he's been training with Shakur and them. So I like it. I like it. Let me check. Let me look at Albert Bell, see what he's been doing lately. Listen, this man on a roll. I mean, he ain't got nobody necessarily credible as anything like that as of right now, but it's probably because he's been struggling to get these guys in the ring. I always feel bad for them type of dudes, and I try to stop myself from criticizing dudes who are looking for these opportunities but are unable to get them. Like when Boost is at the beginning of receiving his recognition, it was, oh, but who did he fight? Oh, but who did he fight? Like, bro, everybody that he done tried to get a fight with done found a way to avoid him. Keith Thurman said he didn't know Boost when that was bullshit. I remember Dennis Ugas was like, oh, later down the line. I remember when Earl Spencer was like, oh, the money right here, I'll fight him. But he was caught up with Crawford. He said he had bigger fish to fry. Bomac done told you right here on Mazuma TV that Boost don't bring nothing to the table. So can we really fault Boost at that particular time for not fighting the elite level competition? They're not looking his way, and it take two people to fight. How responsible can we hold him for that? Coffee Plant said, I'm back. What I missed? Nah, we just chopping it up, brother. That's all. Shock definitely fighting Fulton. Like, I think that's a go. And the fact that the Shock is so confident that he's going to get the Shakur while having Fulton right in front of him is crazy. I ain't going to lie to you. Like, Fulton ain't nobody to be, losing focus on. Fulton is a fucking beast, bro. I really think Fulton going to beat him for real. Like, I really think Stephen Fulton, the way that Stephen Fulton looked in that fight with Brandon Figueroa and how the way that shit was just starting to click. You can see Bosey's, schooling being instilled in him. Pause. I think a different side of Stephen Fulton gonna come out, y'all. I really do. I think Shoki's gonna have a lot. And I've never been, and I know this may be, a hot, controversial line that I'm putting out there. I've never really been impressed with O'Shaquie all like that. O'Shaquie could box. He got some good qualities, but I never seen anything where it was like, oh shit, like this dude is a fucking phenomenon. Like, no, I think that he's beatable. And I think Fulton can do that. Like if you picking O'Shaquie, that's cool because it's a possibility he may come out successful. But I think Fulton is the more battle tested dude. He is coming up in weight, but O'Shaquie don't come across to me as like this big 130 or anything like that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know, and I feel like O'Shaquie's pretty inconsistent with his performances. They definitely robbed O'Shaquie with that first Kansei Sao fight. Let me see. No, Kansei Sao ain't trash. Kansei Sao done been at this point. Kansei Sao done been around the block, bro. He done been around the block. You feel what I'm saying? He done fought some quality guys. You know what I'm saying? Like Kansei Sao is bad as battle tested as you could be at 130 pounds. So I'm not gonna be one of them dudes to discredit Robson. Kansei Sao. You feel what I'm saying? He a beast. But in that rematch, O'Shaquie looked like he ain't really look, that good to me. But if we talking resumes and who, like Steve Fulton got a way better resume than O'Shaquie, in my opinion. Kansei Sao got robbed against Valdez. I heard a lot of people say that. And that was after Valdez popped. I think that was the same fight. He got popped though, right? He got popped for that herbal tea for that fight. And somehow, some way, they were still allowing the fight to happen. With them knowing the Arizona State Athletic Commission still allowed that fight to go on. Am I lying or not? Kansei Sao was in there showing his ass against Valdez. You wildin'. You wildin' for that comment. You gotta relax. What's your thoughts on Canelo versus Crawford, gang, and who you got? I spoke on that, but since you probably came into the channel a little bit later, I mean, based off of Canelo Alvarez's performance against William Skull, I see and how the way how his tendencies been looking and stuff like that. He looked lethargic in there, bro. I wasn't really impressed with Canelo at all, to be honest with you. And he showed it was one of two things. He was either showing his age or a lack of motivation. Either or can be dangerous when going in there with somebody like Terrence Crawford, who, although he may be a few years older than Canelo, doesn't have as much miles as Canelo Alvarez. If Bud is able to acclimate the 168 the correct way, and still have his foot speed and boxing ability and lateral movement and all that good stuff, I think that he could honestly outbox Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is very predictable with his approach, especially in that William Skull fight. I think that Bud speed is going to be apparent in that fight. I just think that Bud has all the tools necessary to defeat Canelo. If we was talking like I said, this would have been the Canelo that went up against like Plant, Billy Joe Saunders and shit like that, I would pick Canelo hands down. But considering the fact that I feel like Canelo Alvarez's window is closing very quickly, I think that this is the perfect opportunity for Bud to outclass Canelo and beat him from a unanimous decision. I don't see him stopping Canelo at all. I don't see him dropping Canelo at all, but I can see him outclassing him. With a good jab, keeping the fight in the center of the ring. Canelo don't punch when you're in the center of the ring. He stay off them ropes, or if he catches a shoot while he's on the ropes, like William Skull did in certain instances, he could defeat Canelo. No, listen, Oshaki got skills, bro. Like, there ain't no doubt. I seen it. I thought he boxed beautiful against Conceição in that first fight, and I was like, damn. But the problem is like, I find it hard to trust fighters when they can't do that on a consistent basis, bro. Like, he boxed phenomenally in that Conceição fight. I was like one of the easiest fights I ever seen, where the fight ended up not going his way. Like, I thought he won. Like, there was no way in hell Conceição could have won that fight, but they ended up giving it to him. But then in the second fight, when he should have, gave that same approach, but just like a little bit more volume or whatever, mixing a little bit of bad intentions. I don't know. Like, he left a lot of opportunities out there, bro. He having mouth, having like fucking a malfunction with his dreads and shit like that. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I guess I gotta watch. I gotta watch when that fight is official. I'm gonna really study Oshaki, to give you like a more detailed assessment. But the few times that I've seen Oshaki fight, I ain't really too impressed. You feel me? I've been saying he gotta cut them bitches up. No, some people just they attached to their locks, cuz. So I wouldn't tell him to cut it off, but he definitely got to find a way to secure them bitches, because that shit was a distraction. You feel me? He said, said, I see a lot of people saying Bud might not be able to get the decision. He got to get a knockdown at least to convince the judges. I mean, listen, historically, Canelo Alvarez has had the judges favor him in fights that he may have probably lost, like Erislandy Lara and shit like that. Even what was it like? He got a majority decision. He had one judge rule like in a draw. Was that a split or a majority draw with Floyd? Because regardless, it was absolutely ridiculous. Floyd schooled Canelo badly. And it was a majority decision. He had one judge, CJ Ross, rule it a draw. You know what I'm saying? So them dudes really be favoring Canelo for some reason. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I think it's safe to say like these judges be having their scorecards filled out before you know the fight is even over. So Bud, he got Turkey Al-Sheikh on his side and stuff like that. Turkey Al-Sheikh may have some influence with the judges. People said that he did with Hamza Shiraz. So why would he be influential with the judges in the Terrence Crawford fight when he's openly said that Terrence Crawford is his favorite fighter? And the whole reason, and I think the whole reason why Turkey Al-Sheikh signed Canelo to this multi-fight deal was to put Bud in position. You feel me? So the judges may not even play a part because of, Bud being a favorite in Turkey Al-Sheikh eyes. I remember the GGG fight. One judge scored Canelo 10-2. Neither one of probably besides the third fight, besides the trilogy, them first two fights, there's no way you can only give Triple G 2 rounds. You know what I mean? I thought Canelo lost that first one though. But yeah, man. Look, people have a right to be concerned. People definitely have a right to be concerned. Like historically, how we seen scorecards go with Canelo, I can see why people be concerned for Bud. But that's when Bud got to use that as motivation. He got to take that. And I'm sure he's taking it into consideration. Bud ain't no fool. You feel me? So he got to train hard, and he has to prepare himself as well as he can. You know what I mean? There's a few obstacles there. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I think Bud's capable. If you're gonna beat Canelo at any point in his career, now is the time. If you moving up in weight, you feel me? They tried to make the scorecards close when he lost to Bivol. They probably like, yeah, we can't defend this one, but we're gonna make this fight look close. Them judges love Canelo, cuz. There ain't no doubt. There was no way in hell I had Triple G winning the first and second fight. I had Canelo edging out the second fight because I think like him, I thought he was really effective pushing Triple G back and countering him and shit like that. That was the first time I ever seen Triple G fight backwards. You feel what I'm saying? And even then, that could have went either way. But I had Canelo edging the second one. But the first one, hands down, was Triple G in my opinion. The Lara decision was a robbery. I did, yeah. I thought Lara did. I thought Lara edged Canelo. I thought he outboxed him in them early rounds. Canelo started picking it up at the end with the body shots and the pressure, but I think by then Lara at least got 7 rounds. Lara boxed phenomenally. And ever since then, Canelo has done everything in his power to avoid, that style. Right, Caleb Plant kind of had that style, but Caleb Plant was green in terms of like, names. So Canelo was confident going into that fight because he had the edge and experience, in my opinion. And I guess he also seen that Caleb Plant fatigues, you know what I mean, in them later rounds. So that's probably why. Canelo got 4 losses. Bivol, Floyd, Triple G 1, Lara. Maybe Triple G 2 too. If we honest. But yeah, I thought he definitely lost to Bivol, obviously. He obviously lost to Floyd. But that first Triple G fight, Triple G's jab was so underrated, bro. Like, I love watching Triple G jab. Y'all ever watch Triple G versus David Lemieux? That's one of my favorite fights. That was one of my favorite fights to study when I was young, bro. Like, that was one of my favorite, like, how the way he broke David Lemieux down, bro, with that jab. I was like, yo, I gotta find a way to have my jab like this authoritative. And I worked on it. Then I remember the first time I stopped somebody with a jab, bro. I was like, yo, this shit right here. Oh, Smoochie, you be watching. Oh, you a boxing fan like that? Okay. You be watching fights at the gym. Wait, so you train at a boxing gym or you train like at a regular like a Planet Fitness and you just watch boxing? Either way, that's dope. Triple G jab was on a million. And the thing was, it wasn't even fast and it was just like accurate and it was strong as fuck. My jab was faster, but I found a way, like just improving my technique, pushing off the back foot, you know what I mean? Rolling the shoulder out, getting the right distance on it. That's when I started to like really hurt people with jabs. Okay. Regular gym. Be watching the fights while yo, girls love that Stairmaster, bro. I never been on a Stairmaster though. I've never been on a Stairmaster, but girls love that Stairmaster. Woo! Yo, Lemieux looked like he put Curtis Stevens in a coffin. Yo, Lemieux did a few niggas dirty, bro. Lemieux was a big puncher, bro. Like, he was a savage. I remember Triple G admitting that he was scared. Like, he was scared going into that fight. I remember how the way he did Gabe Rosado, like, he tore his retina, all types of shit. Teach yourself, and what up, brother? Bro, that boy Curtis Stevens looked like he wasn't going to wake up. I'm like, yo, the way he collapsed, he looked lifeless. It's like, yo, David Lemieux did a few niggas crazy. Who he did that to Spike? He beat the shit out of Spike O'Sullivan. Y'all remember that shit? A battle of jazz between Jamal and Triple G would have been fire. Oh my god! And that was like, and when Jamal was looking for that fight with Triple G was kind of on the decline, and Jamal was like at his peak. That would have been fire, bro. Lemieux was knocking shit out the frame. He said that was a white on white crime. That's hilarious. Maul at 54 was a monster. Yeah, he was a big ass 54 and could fucking punch. He was a problem. Missed that generation of fighters. What a time. Smoochie, you gotta. I understand that, but you gotta embrace the current generation. We got a lot of great fighters right now. Like, you know, we gotta embrace the moment. Like how I do with my son. I know my son's not gonna be this age forever, so I always remind myself. And I'm so glad I've done this too, because I could have easily been somebody who takes something for granted. I'd be like, yo, my son's not gonna be this small forever, so I need to enjoy these moments, even when he being a little jerk or whatever the case is. I enjoy the moments. And it's just been so beautiful as a father for me to experience it. Same thing in boxing. You gotta appreciate this current generation that we have, because Boot's not gonna be here for that long. Bam ain't gonna be here for that long. Boxing's a short window. You know, Benavidez is not gonna be here for that long. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like Earl Spence just came and went. You know, Bud about to hang it up. I feel like his career just came and went. I remember when he was fighting Gamboa and Carlos Beltran, Ray Beltran, I'm sorry, on HBO and all that shit. Like, I remember that. Now they at the second half of their career. You feel me? I heard Shakur Stevenson say he had the second half of his career. I'm like, damn, nigga, I feel like you just got started. We gotta embrace the people that's here right now. Like I can understand, you know what I mean, missing the previous generation, but you know, the world keep turning. Yeah, because I know like when Boots hang it up and he be like, yo, I'm done with the sport of boxing, and he be away for a little while, I'm like, damn, bro. Like Boots was like, that was a great fighter to watch. This guy, you gotta live in the moment, bro. Yeah, Usyk and Bud about to dip. Two of the top pound for pound fighters of the world about to dip. Inoue 32. Who knows how much longer he gonna be boxing? You know what I mean? What if Inoue wake up tomorrow and be like, man, I just don't feel like Ward retired when he was 32. Go 787 in the building. I ain't see you in a minute, brother. What up? He said, y'all keep sleeping on my boy Xander, but Boo's be cooking shit for real. And I don't respect Tank well the way he moves. Listen, Ghost, we seeing eye to eye, brother. And I never slept on Xander. My dad told me about Xander back when he was in the amateurs before he signed with Top Rank because the island was speaking on him. So I kept my eye on him ever since then. And once he signed with Top Rank, you know, there's not a single Xander Zayas fight that I've missed. So I've been watching him, and he's progressed a whole lot. I like how he's maturing. You know what I'm saying? I do think that they can step up his matchmaking just a little bit. Like, you fought a former world champion, Patrick Teixeira, and shit like that. So, you know, it ain't the worst. But at the same time, it's like, you know what I mean? We can step you up just a little bit now. And he tried to get that Sebastian Fundora fight. Fundora done ducked Xander. I mean, he about to go rematch Tim Tszyu, and Tim Tszyu ain't really do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is what it is. Confirm or deny what? I wish we got that fight with Xander and Fundora. Me too. I'd have loved to have seen that. That would have been a war. Just Xander's volume and his come forward style and Fundora's volume and his come forward style, that would have been a fucking banger, bro. That shit would have went crazy. Go 787 says Inoue gonna fuck around, go fight Espinosa and get packed up. I heard Inoue say he ain't going up to 26 anytime soon. He said as long as he could make 122, he's staying there. He's not rushing to move up. And I think that's smart. I think Inoue is really aware of what's going on around him. You know what I mean? What'll be difficult and won't be so, and what will be not so difficult. He ain't no dummy. He's well aware that 126 ain't the best option right now. Yeah, I think Xander would have because I think Xander is more defensively responsible. He got great conditioning, and you know, his combination is more fluid in my opinion. I think he would have got off on Fundora. But Fundora, he be throwing me off sometimes because he'll look like shit in one fight, and then like he'll wash a nigga. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think he was gonna do that. And then he'll look regular in one fight, and then he pack a nigga. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like Fundora is just like, I guess it's like how he feel that day. I don't know. Do you witness Rohan Polanco in the Inoue undercard? He was in straight bully mode. Yeah, he fought Fabian Maidana, bro. And I thought that was a dice roll by Top Rank matchmaking, but that just goes to show how confident they are in their prospect right there, man. And listen, I do think that Rohan Polanco gets a little greedy and gets like irresponsible with his deep. First of all, that Philly shell need to go. I don't know who taught you that shit, but you pulling straight back with your chin up and all that shit, bro. That shit gonna get you clipped against somebody who know what they doing. So you gotta tighten up that defense, brother. I don't know if you gotta switch back to the, you know, catching shots or get into some head movement or whatever. But that shell, if you're gonna work off of that shell, you definitely gotta you need to work with somebody who actually specializes in teaching that shell. You know, not every coach knows how to work the Philly shell. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even seeing, like, if you're gonna use the Philly shell, at least try at least catch the jab with that right hand. You block, you shoulder off the right hand, you catch the left hook, you keep this hand down here to protect the body. You know what I'm saying? Like, you pulling straight back. And there was some times where Fabian missed the fucking overhand by just a little bit while you was pulling straight back. So need to make some defensive adjustments. I do think Polanco, he got a phenomenal jab. I think he needs to vary his jab a little bit. I just feel like everything he throw is just strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything he throw is strong. Like, he could mix his speed up in there because he got some good speed. You feel me? He was punishing Fabian with the jab. He was going to his body. Listen, Rohan, he hit Fabian with some elbows. He was hitting him low. He be on full-blown bully mode. You feel what I'm saying? And he don't mind. He real mean. That kid is real mean. You know what I'm saying? He's a real mean dude. So I like that about him. Like I said, just tweak up the defense, make some little changes in your defense. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Start varying your offense a little bit. Mix your speed in with your power. Let the knockout come to you. Don't just be looking for the shot all the time. I think that if he would have variated between like his speed and his power and not just loading up or everything, I think he would have stopped Fabian Maidana. I ain't gonna lie to you. And now some real shit. I think Polanco will beat. I think he'll beat Barrios. If we honest, that show was dookie, bro. I do think that Rohan Polanco will beat Barrios right now. That style will be all wrong for Barrios. The Shakur pulled back with the show, or I'm tripping. Sean Terrence, Shakur pulls straight back. He do. I don't know if he necessarily does that with the shell, but like his feet are so fast. He gets when he pulls back, he gets out of range very quickly. So it's like it's a bad mistake to do. I've never been a fan of like that pulling straight back shit. That was a bad habit I had when I first started boxing. I used to pull back with my chin in the air when I first started boxing because when you pull it straight back with your chin in the air, it's just a bad natural instinct that people tend to have. And I think that I was pulling straight back with my chin in the air because I'm trying to see the shots that's coming back at me, and it's a terrible, terrible habit. Yeah, Polanco nasty. Said, man, I like Top Rank, but their matchmaking been crazy recently. Keyshawn fight De Los Santos coming off a 2-year layoff and almost dying. I don't listen. I wasn't a big proponent of that Edwin De Los Santos fight neither. But if he gonna sign a dotted line and allow people to take advantage of him, then it is what it is. Edwin De Los Santos, if he's signing that lets me know one or two things. One, he either believes in himself in this fight with Keyshawn and thinks he can actually beat him, or two, motherfucker need to check for being inactive for so long. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what type time Edwin De Los Santos is on. That's strategic matchmaking. That's strategic matchmaking for Keyshawn Davis over on Top Rank side. He just won the world title off of Barichek. They looking to make him a name in his hometown. They're looking to make him a name in his hometown, and if they gotta step on Edwin De Los Santos in order to do so, then it is what it is. They're gonna find a way to be like, and I already know they're gonna be comparing Keyshawn and Shakur's. They're gonna be comparing the fights, and let's say Keyshawn stops De Los Santos. Let's say he stops him, and I'm like, oh well, he's the first one to stop Edwin De Los Santos. This a guy who beat a champion, a former world champion in Rio. Shakur ran from this kid. Keyshawn stopped him. So, who's really the best lightweight in the world? Like, they going to do shit like that. I already know how it's going to be. They might have strategically put De Los Santos in front of Keyshawn in hopes that Keyshawn defeats Edwin De Los Santos so they could portray Keyshawn to be greater than Shakur or a better fighter than Shakur. No, Keyshawn could rumble. Keyshawn could definitely rumble. And you could tell, like, as he's starting to develop and get better, you could tell that Bomac trains him, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, them dudes over at Bomac stable, they do similar shit. Like, I ain't one of the people that say Keyshawn fight like Bud, but there's certain things that Keyshawn do that resembles Bud. But that don't got nothing to do with him just mocking Bud. That's just how the way, the trainers teach them how to throw punches and the combinations that they teach them to throw. You feel me? Yeah, Keyshawn is definitely getting better. Said I need Shakur and Keyshawn to unify. Fuck the friends bullshit. Ain't no friends in boxing. I've been saying that. But I think they're gonna have a falling out. I think they actually gonna end up fighting each other. If Keyshawn don't move up to 40 anytime soon, I could really see them like really having a falling out. Because they went from saying, "Oh, they're not gonna ever fight each other, and they family," to, "Oh, if it's for a crazy amount of money, we'll do it." So they flip floppy. They're not even on the same type of time. You feel me? I think Shakur. I think once Shakur starts to feel like the Keyshawn's outdoing him in the weight class, that's when he gonna have an issue with him. Yeah, I don't think Anonymous like Keyshawn that much. He ain't a fan of Keyshawn. That's all right. He definitely getting better though, based off of what I was seeing from his previous bouts. Says he put the weed down. Shout out to Steve. No, not fuck Stephen A. Smith, but you know how he be. He's like the weed. Mm-hmm. Keyshawn and Shakur would be a phenomenal fight. I just think Shakur too much of a competitor, man. Like I don't think, regardless of whether they friends or not, he gonna let a nigga outdo him or stunt on him or shine on him. You know what I mean? I just don't see it. Anonymous, I've seen this comment before, but where did he say that at? Did he say that on the Breakfast Club? Did I miss that? He said that job peep. Shakur said he'll move to 154 to fight Conor Ben. I think that's hilarious. That if Shakur's saying that, I've heard Shakur tell like Tito Mercado that he don't need to go up to 140, that he could come down to 35 and all this shit. Like he done told motherfuckers that he wouldn't even go up to 140 for them, but he'll go up to 54 for Conor Ben. That just let me know that he think Conor Ben a turkey. You feel me? Or like he'll just stunt all over him. Shakur, I don't even know if Shakur could make 54, to be honest with you. Shakur probably be fed as shit at 54 trying to fight Conor Ben. But that's just him, believing in himself and, not thinking much of Conor Ben, obviously. Then Shakur sparred Conor Ben before. Because, Shakur done sparred everybody and their mom. So, like, I seen a photo of him sparring William Cepeda. I was like, since when the fuck Shakur spar Cepeda? Dean said that Shakur is still fighting. Forgot about that guy, bro. He just fought like not too long ago. Do you watch boxing? How you forget that Shakur is still fighting? You must be like under a rock, brother. Shakur said he sparred him before his last fight with Padley. See, that's like Shakur does spar everybody and their mom, so it's like he already got a good idea of what niggas is bringing. Hefe says it's crazy. Shakur is a big lightweight. He be fronting saying he's a small lightweight. Well, I seen Shakur eat steak like the week of his weigh-in, like the week of his fight. So that let me know he making the weight super easy. You feel me? I was one of the people that said that he rushed his move up to 35. No, I'm not a troll. It's a joke. But who the fuck watches Shakur fight? Everybody that's a hardcore boxing fan. Everybody that watch boxing watches Shakur, bro. Nah, he definitely ain't as big as Devin. Devin a big motherfucker though. Devin looked like he really looked like a welterweight. How the way he looked on that scale against Jose Ramirez, how chiseled he was, I was like, oh yeah, he's a welterweight. Stop it, LOL. You're lying. He gets all of the hate, bro. Think about it though, Danes. For you to hate on somebody, you got to be paying attention to them. Have you ever heard of a nigga hating on somebody that they don't pay no mind to? If they all hating on him, that means that they giving him that attention. Like they taking the time to give that person their energy. If they all hating on him, that means they all watching him. They all be hating on Devin Haney. They all be watching Devin Haney, waiting for, regardless of what they watching him for, to watch him slip, whatever the case is. You watching him. You're giving him your attention. If you're hating on somebody, you're giving them your attention. So you just proved my point, brother. Like niggas hated Floyd, but they watched him. Who cares? Sean Terrence said, how many rounds did you give Skull? Skull won a couple early rounds to me. I'll say between like 3 to 4, because Canelo was missing a lot, yo. Like he was missing a lot. And you know, Skull, he was running Canelo into some shit. I seen him hit Canelo with uppercuts and jabs, and yeah, I mean, he might have got 3, 4. I didn't really, you know, sit there and really score the rounds. I was under the impression that because Skull was so inactive and heavily relying on his movement, that Canelo probably won a lot of those rounds by default. So, yeah. Danes, that's how I know you, like, you giving me casual vibes, brother, because you would know that if you was a hardcore boxing fan, you would appreciate the different styles that's involved with boxing. You expect everybody that box in the ring to just be entertaining. That's never been the case. You feel me? Like not everybody gonna be entertaining. There's some people that, you know, there's boxing fans that love the sweet science, that love to watch fighters hit and not get hit. They appreciate lateral movement. You know what I'm saying? Well, oh, okay. You competed in a few pro bouts. What's your name? What's your name? So I could look you up real quick. Where you from too? We about to see what's real right now. We about to see if you a pro right now. And you being a pro, you know what I mean, bro, you is not no pro, cuz. So this nigga got a YouTube channel just boxing his girl. He wildin'. Yo, sparring your wife don't make you a pro, cuz. I hope you know that. And you throwing kicks and all. Y'all look like y'all the same weight too. Let's go, champ. You like him. Look. Look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him. Look at Dings, look at Dings. Look at him. Oh. She looking like Eastside Cruz in that motherfucker. She built like Eastside Cruz. Look at her. She got the same footwork as him too. Look. She throwing bombs at him. Look. You can't box, cuz. You dookie. I'll teach you something though. You know, come to Pivot Boxing Academy. Come to Pivot Boxing Academy, man. I have you spar some of my guys. You know what I mean? We get you right. You know what I mean? So that way, you know what I mean? Your sparring sessions with your wife won't be that competitive. Cause that shit look like y'all. That shit look 50-50 in that motherfucker, boy. She giving that nigga gas. That shit looking like a 50-50. It's like, nah, let me start talking shit. I'm just fucking with you. I mean, you are supposed to know boxing, right? You should be able to see what's going on in those videos. What I see in those videos is that you can't box, brother. But why your wife look like Eastside Cruz? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If I came to your gym, it wouldn't be the same sparring. Now you should come through, brother. You should come through. And then we can record that and then put that on YouTube too. How much you weigh, brother? Let me know how much you weigh, brother. I had somebody waiting for you. You fat weight right now? Ah man, you peep. He never told me his name, right? So he ain't got no pro fights. I could tell by how the way. If you got pro fights, you should be on box rec. But he ain't gonna tell me his name. He will never tell me his name because he capping. I can tell by how the way he throwing hands in that John, like his movement and all that. He green. He ain't never boxed for real. Okay, what's your name then? Get the super chat in. Who sent the super chat? Oh shit! Shout out to my boy Coffee Plant for keeping me on point. Stavros Baguetis. Baguetis. I don't want to say your name wrong, but salute to you. He says stats don't lie. Shakur has the lowest opponent power punch connect percentage and lowest opponent total punch connect percentage in all of boxing. There you go. There you go. Salute. That boy out here bringing the facts. Bro, why you keep talking about who you train with and shit like that and you not saying your name? What's your name, cuz? Before I pack you up. There ain't no way you coming to Philly anyway. Bivol is a close second. That's understandable. His percentage probably dropped a little bit after them better be fights, but yeah, for sure. Blaze Pound for Pound TV, what up? Man, he capping, cuz he ain't got no pro fights, bro. Any nigga that was a pro would not mind saying what their name was. Ooh, you got lots of family over here. Let's go, champ. Yeah, let me know when you down here so I can send you the Addy. Yeah, I mean, if you want to get some sparring. Shakur got the best defense in boxing. I agree with you, brother. Out of everybody that's in boxing right now, I agree with you. Is there even Mexicans in Philly? Yes, there are. There's a bunch of them. In South Philly though, not North. I ain't say you was Mexican though. They asked me if Mexicans was in Philly. Wait, did I say you was Mexican? If I did, I'm sorry. But yeah, there is Mexicans in Philly. They be everywhere for real, but they really like primarily they be down south for real, South Philly. This nigga is a pro boxer, apparently. So it's either one or two things. Either you lying about your pro record or you was a fucking bum and your record trash. Like it's either one of those. Ooh, my boy Dane's out here sparring Eastside Cruz. And you a southpaw. Oh my God. Yo, you gotta learn how to your jab, your jab lazy, first of all. And you drop your lead hand. You drop your lead hand every time you throw your left hand. You catch you be catching right hands. Yo, you throwing kicks at Shorty and all. What's wrong with this nigga? Eastside Cruz be whooping your ass, cuz you gotta chill. I'm just fucking with you, bro. I ain't got nothing against you or Eastside Cruz, bro. She be in her bag though. You like him a little you like him a little chunky, right? That's how you like him? With all that gut and butt, you shaped like a Nissan truck. Ooh, baby, I wanna get with ya, cause you're making me richer. Uh-huh. With all that gut and butt, you shaped like a Nissan truck. Ooh, baby, I wanna get with ya, cause you're making me richer. Oh, you've been married 16 years, so you let her get comfortable, huh? You let her get comfortable, huh? Got it. 16 years though, that's fire though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's fire. It's goals. All this girl wanna do is sleep. Look at her, look at her. You probably can't even see her. Look. You probably see her like her little shadow. You see that? Right over here? Oh, there you go. That's all she wanna do is sleep. She will not sleep until I go live. She hear my voice and go right to sleep. Hefe Sports says best defense in boxing right now. I say Bud Bivol, being that they counterpunch and Gage and still managed to dominate. Shakur got it. Shakur got good defense, man. Devin got good defense. That motherfucker feet fast in the motherfucker. That nigga was on a move. Oh shit. Eastside Cruz still boxing this nigga. And you got that southpaw beanie on. You think you nice, nigga. They move all the furniture out that room and start wailing on each other. Move the fucking sofa away. Why you got a mouthpiece in it, man? That's how I know she be clipping you, cuz. Damn, you hit her with a hard ass fucking kick to her stomach, dog. I'm Puerto Rican, nigga. I know we don't talk like that, but I know your girl do. Ooh wee. She ain't Puerto Rican. She ain't Puerto Rican, is she? She like she Mexicana. She like she heavy handed. She got a little steam on that right hand though, Danes. I wonder how my girl would throw a punch. I never seen my girl throw a punch in her life. She saw me spar once. She saw me spar once, and I draw. I wasn't about to get cooked in front of my girl. You tripping? That shit put my game sliders on 99. You don't really see too many Puerto Ricans dating Mexicans though. That's dope. Nigga said this nigga Dean's get slapped when the arroz con gandules be a bit watery. The pernil ain't seasoned. Fuck. Season the fucking pernil way. Oh, you in Texas? That's what's up. Damn, this nigga hit her with an oblique kick. This nigga be wild. Why you kicking that girl knee in like that? What's wrong with this nigga? Danes is the legendary torta pounder. Yo. This nigga crazy. Yo, they say you a torta pounder, bro. I'm just talking shit, bro. I could tell you just cooling with the wifey, but still funny to make fun of, though. I'm really watching this whole clip right now. Yo, subscribe to Danes, man. Y'all want to see some good sparring between husband and wife? Yo, let's get this nigga he got 29 subscribers. Let's get him to 30. Let's get him to 35. You know what I'm saying? My boy. Yeah, I'm watching it. His captions are funny, though. She's getting faster. This is clickbait. Yo, we subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to Deans, man. Oh shit! Look, he got 30 subscribers now. Don't be getting Hollywood because we getting you some subscribers, cuz. What's wrong with you, man? Show some fucking respect, man. Oh shit, he got 31. Let's go, champ. Yo, let's go, champ. Yeah. Gracias. What part of Puerto Rico you from, Danes? It won't let me go to his page. Smoochie, you missing out. You over there fucking his wife up on some Ray Rice shit. Yo, this nigga Slime shot the fuck out. That might be the comment of the day right there. Dane's gonna train Charlo's wife for her rematch. Oh, I'm not from the island either, but I know where my family from. You don't know where your family from? What part of Puerto Rico they from? I got Puerto Rico in the chat right now. My dad's side, they from Patillas. And my mom's side from Barranquitas. Ooh-wee. This nigga said you gonna train Charlo's wife for the rematch. Slime is like a stone cold dickhead. But what we talking about before we get up out of here, man? This was a good live, bro. This was a good live. I ain't gonna lie to you. I needed to talk today, bro. I was pissed off yesterday, bro. You know what I mean? Shout out to Rio Piedras. Yeah, San Juan, Bayamon, Ponce, all over. Shout out to Ponce. I've been to Bayamon too. I went to I've been all over San Juan for sure. I gotta go to the next time. The next time I go to Puerto Rico, I'm gonna go pick up Slime. You know what I mean? He gonna do his fat ass gonna do a training camp with me because I think the next time I go to Puerto Rico, I'm gonna bring a few fighters with me. So Slime ain't gonna spar or nothing like that. I'm gonna make his fat ass train while when we go to the airport, we're gonna pick him up. Wherever he at by San Juan, I'll make his fat ass run them hills where my dad from till he throw up. You feel me? Then I'm gonna show him what a real coach is like. He ain't never had no real coach. Nah, I've been to both. I've been to both of those little islands off of Puerto Rico. I've been to Vieques. I've been to Culebra. Um, that ferry had me sick than a motherfucker though, seasick than a bitch. But Puerto Rico, bro, that's why I wanna live there at least half the time out the year once I get to a certain age. You feel me? Like cause I know like once these fighters that I'm building like become like full blown professionals, um, by that time hopefully I'm set up in a place financially where, you know, I could have a house over there and just live there half the time throughout the year. But I know that'll involve me like bringing my son and shit like that. So, or at least like a few months out the year, I'll be living over there. You feel me? If I go to Puerto Rico, I'm gonna be fat as fuck. Yo, Smooch, it's a lot of good food out here, bro. Well, in Puerto Rico, I'm saying out here, like I'm over there. But it's a lot of good food over there. What type of food you into, Smooch? You like seafood and all that shit? I'm still watching this nigga box his girl, bro. This shit is funny. Yo, like, dang, you might have inspired me, bro. Like, I might just box my girl from now on. Like, but my shit's sharp. She might run into some shit. uh, like, she throw a jab the wrong way, I might slip and run her into some shit. Oh, you don't fuck with pork and you don't fuck with seafood all like that? My girl go out like Chris Colbert. Yo, this nigga a nut, bro. But Puerto Rico is big on pork and seafood. So you cut your option is pretty short, smooch. But obviously we got like empanadillas and you know shit like that. Dang, you saying that you don't hit your girl in the face on purpose? You lying, bro. You can't. She understand range too well for you. Look, she got you. Look at this. 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 Look, he got her against the wall. He got her against the wall, and she's slipping and sliding. Look at her. Look at her. Whoop 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 whoop. Come on, stop playing. Oh, yo, dang, you out of pocket. This nigga just need her in the clinch. She was shoulder rolling. She was like, man, this nigga light. Hold up, nigga, hold this, nigga. She was against that wall. She was against that wall. She sliding on you, cuz. She like, man, nigga, hold that, nigga. Hold that, nigga. You tripping. He was like, oh yeah, fuck this. I'm like, yo, he wildin'. He wildin'. What's wrong with him? Nigga said, you have stolen my honor. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga in his bag. So, let me stop fucking with y'all. I'm gonna knock Shorty out. So, for my girl, should I knock her out with the Bam autograph glove? Or should I knock her out with the Boots autograph glove? Y'all let me know. What? I'm gonna change my diet to the Bible diet. What the fuck is that? This nigga said bare knuckle. Dane shot the fuck out. This nigga trying to give me my first case. But anyways, that's how we gonna end the live. This nigga Dane was the star of the live. Yeah, I mean, shout out to the boy Danes for coming through. Hopefully you stick around, brother, and you keep uploading those videos, man, because that's pretty entertaining. That's pretty entertaining. You know that'd be dope though. If like y'all do like a weight loss journey, and then y'all start off because both of y'all look like y'all a little chunky, and then like as y'all continue to go on, y'all just get skinnier and skinnier. I think that shit would be super dope. And y'all could put like a whole compilation together and all that good shit. You know what I mean? And you ain't got to be a torta pounder no more. You feel what I'm saying? You can have a little, you know what I mean, an in-shape petite shorty with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I'm fucking with you. I don't know. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'll be back at y'all with another video. We're going to talk about Teofimo talking that crazy shit to Boost tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that video. I'll be on live tomorrow as well, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, this is Mazuma TV. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.